I'm going to be honest with you guys. The meme coin market is so hot right now. It's hard to take time and make this video opposed to constantly trading. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways at minimum to be able to trade and play this market. And the market has not been this hot since maybe January of this year, maybe even in 2024. Last night alone, I'll show you on the stream today or on this video, there was tokens that went from launch to like 20 million and over. There's tokens that crossed 100 million last night. I mean, there's life-changing opportunities where people made 6 figures or even more on these tokens. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do it. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to start off with the easiest yet less risk reward. Maybe it's a little safer in terms of this video, all the way to the highest risk reward. Of course, all this is not financial advice. Do your own research and be careful because this is a casino. You can absolutely get burned and lose your money. And we're going to talk about all of it in this video. So last night, instead of going to sleep, I stayed up an extra 2 hours and I made $250 on this really hot market. I woke up this morning and the market did not stop, but I haven't made any trades this morning. That was entirely from last night. And this is really my first time trading memes in a while. You can see some of my buys and sells down here. Now, the strategy that I took is going to be more so my last strategy that I talked about in this video. The easiest strategy, and by the way, if you're going to be doing this, you need a trading tool. I believe BullX Neo is still invite only. I do have invites for it. I am an ambassador for BullX. If you need those, let me know. It's by far my favorite trading platform. I used them before I was an ambassador. It'll get you access to this meme scope. It'll get you access to wallet tracking, which I made a detailed video on wallet tracking and gave some wallets to my Telegram, which if you're not in, join us in the description. So I definitely recommend BullX Neo. Another option I'll tell you in just a second is just being able to buy proven winners. So this is Jay. And he put $100 into a lot of coins that are just shoe-ins for him. I agree with most of this list. I like Mog a lot, Pepe, Bonk, UFD, and Fartcoin. That doesn't mean that all of these will like 100% go up. But if you're one of those that's more passive, you don't really want to trade, it's easy. The best way to do it is just to find the coins you believe in after doing your research and buying those and holding those. A lot of these are on Solana, so you can actually use BullX just to be able to like copy the addresses of them, which you can literally go to something. If you're brand new to this, you could even go to CoinMarketCap, honestly, and you could say UFD, and you could click on it, and then you copy the contract address, which is right here, and you go to BullX Neo, you search it at the top, you hit paste, and then boom, you go buy that. And there's also a lot of other things you can do here. Now, for the ones that are not on Solana, I personally really been liking Slingshot. I have a whole video on that. You can watch that. But basically, it's an app you download from the App Store. I can leave the link of that down below as well. You do that exact same thing I just showed you, but for literally any chain. It's a lot more passive. I don't even really pay attention to it. I like buy stuff on there usually to hold. If you want access to that, again, just check out the description. But this is the easiest way. It's just to buy stuff. Forget about it. Obviously, there's always risk involved, especially with holding for long term. But if we're in a bull market, then we're going to think that a lot of these tokens are going to do well. Firstly, on this list, I don't really care for Peanut, just because I feel like that was a trend that is no longer around. But anyways, let's go on to the next one. The next one is being able to create a thesis on something that's currently at a low market cap or just getting started. So basically, Easy, I don't even know if this is the right post, but Easy was basically talking about this this ticker launch coin, formerly known as Pasternak, when Nikita Beer originally launched it like however long ago. And Easy during the last week or so has been accumulating and telling Wells in the Bodago's Discord. I'm not one of those, by the way, but I am a Bodago, and it's a great alpha in that group. You know, to be able to, that Nikita's probably going to talk about this coin again. Not only did he talk about it, I mean, it absolutely flew. So these guys were getting in like 5 million probably. And if we go and look at Launchcoin right now, even after being, it's at 167 million. That's absolutely insane. 167 million. So 16x, who knows? There's so many X's on this, I can't even count. But people ate on this. I know people that made 6 figures. Some people made 7 figures. I mean, if you could go to some of these are sometimes insiders, but like if you go actually to like the top traders, I mean, some people made, this guy sold 1.75 million. The next one sold 700K, like crazy stuff. I imagine Easy's probably in like the top like 50 of this, but who knows? But that's another way to do it. That's pretty straightforward, is just develop a thesis around a token. Another one would be like, that really didn't even require a lot of thought, was it Capital Money Markets? I'm forgetting the name, but basically finding tokens that like you once liked but died, hoping that they would come back. There was one that I for some reason forgot right when making this video, but basically it dropped all the way to 100K, and I myself was even thinking like, oh well, that's a pretty good RR right there if it's at 100K. And of course last night it flew up to 6 mil, 7 mil with all the other stuff that's going on. And finally, the third thing, getting straight to the points in this video, is trading. I mean, you can have your own filters. You can see some of mine here. Basically, I filter by market cap, so anything above 8K for the new creations. I'm not going to spend this whole time on filters because I have whole videos on that, but basically watching for yourself, developing a thesis for yourself. Oh, and there's actually a fourth one, would be the wallet tracking. Again, I do have a video on that one as well. But another thing is, honestly, either just watching a good stream or having a good alpha group or a good group of friends. Now, this doesn't mean copy trade everything they do. But I was actually watching this guy's filters right here. But we'll go to Crypto King. I don't even really know him, but I watched him on a stream today, and it was really solid. I mean, they called out a lot of things that ran. I mean, even in real time, he bought Corgi, this Corgi thing, and it did like a 2x. Now, that doesn't mean as soon as they buy something, just copy trade them and you're going to win. What I like to do is, again, develop my own thesis. And like, this is like something that you have to practice. So for example, when he did bring up this Corgi thing, I don't even remember the name of it. Okay, here it is. He found it at like 70K. It's Corey. It's a viral trend on TikTok or whatever, a viral dog. So what I did was, instead of being like, oh, Crypto King's buying, let me go buy, I searched and I saw that there was a Corey launched, and this is actually going to give validity to my search. There's a Corey launched 2 months ago. That was the same thing. So the only difference between this Corey and this Corey is this one was using the new, and it's been like pretty much straight down since I started this video, is this one was launched using Launch Lab. So Launch Lab is basically this new launch that's similar to Pump Fund. There's several of these competing. Bonks is right here. Radium has one, and several others. But you know, this has already been done. So personally, I did not buy this. And if I did buy when he bought, I could have got in and got out really quickly and sure done well. But that was my thesis on not doing that. Now, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is, anytime you see something, do your own research on it first. Another thing that was called out on that stream was basically this, apparently the first Pepe, something before Matt Furious Pepe, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really care about it, but if I wanted to and I was really interested in it, I would go look into that before buying. A lot of these things are also in and out. I have somebody last night who made about $1,000 where I made 250. Their average hold time on these tokens were 2 minutes. These are not tokens to believe in. These are tokens to get in and get out. I have separate videos on this as well. I know I keep saying that, but if you go to some of my trades last night, I'll actually show you some practical examples. So Barcoin was a little bit better because I did get in kind of early to this. Let's go to let's do 30 seconds. So Barcoin, I got in at like, I don't know, 100K, and so notice I didn't buy, I didn't buy just once. I bought like 4 times. And you can see my copy traders on here too. For some reason, I cannot do this chart right now. But so yeah, I never buy once. I usually do like, I clip a buy, clip a buy, clip a buy. Now that's different for like everybody, right? Like my clips on this, being because it was 100K, which is pretty risky to me, were 0.25 SOL. And then my clips out were around 0.25 SOL. And I bought like 4 or 5 times. And you can see on this one alone, I made 1.07 Solana. Now there's a big difference in this because I only invested $125 and I sold $300, profiting $178, which is a majority of my profit from last night. But if you go to something something else like this goon coin. I don't remember exactly. Like, I was actually doing TA so early on that. It was a lot different. I invested $841, sold 905, and I only profited 63. Now, that's kind of a bigger risk, but the reason, oh my gosh, this is 38 million right now. I just noticed this was 38 million. So if I'd have held, if I just bought 900 at an average price, let me do the math real quick. I actually did not know this going into this. So if I just held my $900 buy at 40 million, that would be a 10x times 10. I would have made $9,000 on this. I would have woken up to $9,000 on this if I would have just held. Instead, I paper-handed and I made $63. Now, the reason I wanted to point this out, though, is this coin had insane liquidity. It has 2.4 million in liquidity right here. And right now at the time that I'm looking at it, but even last night when it was at like a 4.5, when I was buying last night at 4.3 mil, it had like 200, or no, it had more than that. It had like 500,000 liquidity. So there's a lot of liquidity to be able to get in and get out. There's a lot of volume. That's why I trusted, you know, $900 going in and out of this token. I cannot believe it's at 40 mil. That's absolutely insane. But you get my point here. Develop a plan and know these things. You need to learn something every single day you're doing this. It's a skill that you need to practice. It's not something you can just simply copy trade people at. You need to learn what to look for. You need to learn, you know, things like liquidity, market cap, you know, holders. Not that it always matters, but being able to like identify trends and all that, not just copy trading. I hope all of that makes sense. I can do an even like more comprehensive guide later, but yeah, I really just want to help people out that aren't used to this, kind of what to look for and what to do. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a subscribe, like the video, comment if you made it this far. I want to know if you made it this far in the video. Just comment trench down below, and I appreciate all of you guys that made it. And yeah, if you like this, I'll definitely do more. I'm actually currently working on, and I've done some alpha group recaps to where I spend an amount of time in an alpha group, whether that's 1 week or 1 month, and then I do a recap video on it. I'm currently in Kanto right now, and yeah, we'll see how that video goes, and I will see you guys next time.